Welcome to day one of your Great Life Game Plan, how to achieve a greater quality of life and health. I'm Scott Little, and on this show we say the secret to a great life is to figure out how to have a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year, and just repeat that over and over and over again. That the fastest way to success, as Tom Ziglar says, is to replace a bad habit with a good habit. And we focus on relationships and mindset. And today is day one of a 30-day journey towards self-improvement. And we are going to start today by assessing where you are today. You know, wherever you are today, there's probably room for improvement. We're going to focus first off on different relationships that you might have. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to sort of assess the quality of your relationships with these people or these concepts like time and exercise and money, etc. So I want to start with yourself. How would you rate your relationship with you, with yourself? What's your self-esteem like? What's your energy level like? Do you like what you see in the mirror? Are you full of energy and vitality? Do people enjoy being around you? Do you enjoy being around you? Or are you sort of a introvert to the nth degree? How would you rate on a scale of 1 to 10 your relationship with yourself? How would you rate your relationship with your family next? Your siblings, your spouse, your children, your parents? Is there anybody in your family who you just flat out don't talk to, that you hope you won't have to get cornered with at a holiday family event? Are you estranged from any of your relatives? What's your relationship with your spouse? What could be improved? Your sexual relationship, your ability to communicate with your spouse. Are there things in your relationship that just aren't a 10? How would you rate your relationship with your family on a scale of 1 to 10? What about your friends on a scale of 1 to 10? What are your friendships like? Is there anyone in your life who has your back thick and thin? No matter what happens, you know that you can call on that person. Maybe it's even someone who you haven't communicated with. Hopefully, we all have these friends who you can go years without communicating with, and yet you know they've got your back if you need them. Sometimes people say that you are the average of the 5 people closest to you. The people that you spend the most time with, you're about the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Are you spending time with high-quality people that challenge you, inspire you, love you, etc.? So on a scale of 1 to 10, what are your friendships like? What's your relationship with God or your Creator? Are you one who doesn't believe in God? Are you one who has an intimate relationship with God? Are you one who thinks God is a harsh disciplinarian who's just ready to strike you dead the next time you do something wrong? Do you see God as a loving Father or a demanding Father? How would you rate your relationship with God or your Creator? What about associates at work, people that you spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week with? Do you have a quality relationship with these folks? Is there someone who you just cannot stand to be around, that you dread seeing when you go to work? Is your boss someone who you walk on eggshells around for fear that you're going to be reprimanded? Or is your work environment, because of the associates that you have there, a source of peace and joy? What about some other things that you have a relationship with that are not people, but that you very definitely have a relationship with? Money. Does money just flow through you like nobody's business? In other words, the minute you have a $20 bill in your pocket, it's spent. Do you save money? Do you have a retirement plan? Do you want a retirement plan? What is, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your relationship with money? What about food? Do you know what to eat? Is it such a confusing topic and no one agrees on anything that you just give up and just eat whatever you want? What's your relationship with sugar and carbohydrates, fats and proteins? We're going to talk about that during this 30-day program or challenge, because I believe that the food that you put into your mouth and when you eat are two of the most important things that will dictate your overall mood, your overall health and vitality, your energy levels. So many different things are predicated on the food that you eat. What about your time? How do you spend your time? They say the average person has 1,440 minutes in the day, and that's kind of a joke because everybody has 1,440 minutes in the day. 12 hours, well, 24 hours in a day. And what's your relationship with time? Do you have enough time? Do you waste time? Are you bored a lot of the time? Are you overwhelmed by not having enough time? We talked about money. What about drugs? What about your relationship with alcohol or prescription medication, recreational drugs? Do drugs have a control on you, or do you have a control on them? Or are you able to shun drugs that don't serve you? Again, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at when your relationship with these people, entities, etc.? And exercise is another one. Do you have a healthy relationship with exercise? Is it something you enjoy and do on a regular basis? Is it something you dread and never do? So what we do in the Great Life Game Plan is identify on a scale of 1 to 10 our relationship with ourself, our family, our friends, our food, our God, our drugs, our money, our etc. Anything that you can think of that you could have a relationship with, and assess it on a scale of 1 to 10. And then we identify what habits are associated with that relationship, and see what habits that are associated with that relationship could be replaced by a better habit. If our relationship to sugar is such that the average American eats 150 grams of carbohydrate and sugar just for breakfast every morning, and I would contend that you need not ever consume more than 20, 30, 40, 50 maximum if you're just on a maintenance ideal weight, ideal state of health and body chemistry. I don't think that you should ever eat more than 50 grams of carbohydrate in a normal day, and should stay more than down towards 20, 25, somewhere in that neighborhood, 30, 40, maybe maximum. What's your relationship with carbohydrates? Again, most people eat double, triple that just for breakfast, then lunch, then dinner, and snacks, etc. I would contend that your quality of life and health is greatly determined by the number of carbohydrates that you consume in a day. So anyway, that's what we do for day 1, is kind of assess where we are. What is our weight? How many hours a day do we sleep? How much money do we have in the bank? What is our relationship with all of these things, and what are the habits that are associated with these things, and what habits can we improve upon? Just spend some time today. Make a list. Self, family, friends, God, business associates, work associates, food, time, money, exercise, drugs, anything else that you want to put down there, and just be very objective and see what you might change, what habits you could change and implement to make your life better. Again, the secret to a great life is to figure out how to have a great day and just repeat that over and over again. And that's largely predicated on your habits, your relationship, and your mindset associated with all of those relationships and habits. I'm Dr. Scott Little. If I can be of any help to you, just reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, my website, drscottlittle.com. And tomorrow we'll talk more about habits And we may get into a little bit about what the right food is. We'll get into proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, and just learn exactly what constitutes food. These are things that you should have learned in your 8th grade health class. Sometimes I think that I'm the 8th grade health teacher that you should have had, but probably didn't. Again, Dr. Scott Little, thank you so much for joining on day 1 of your Great Life Game Plan, how to achieve a greater quality of life and health.